All right. Hey, it's Mike Brennan. We're back again with another edition of 420 Post. And good show today. We're going to have Rudy Patros on. Everybody knows Rudy. And he's going to be talking about some of the stuff that he's doing with his expanded company. And also, he's going to take note of the fact that 25% of his employees now are veterans, and he got recognition or an award for that. But I'll let him explain better. And then the second half hour, we're going to be talking to one of our sponsors from Woodward Movement. They do a lot of apparel and whatnot and things like that. And they're going to be talking about branding. So I know Jimmy's going to want to be participating in that conversation as well. But let's get right now to Rick Thompson with those great cannabis headlines.
Well, thank you, Mike. Welcome again to the Cannabis News with Rick Thompson on 420 Post. Let's begin. Is there indeed a cannabis cartel running the show in Chicago? A new lawsuit says yes, there is. It was filed April 18th by a group calling itself True Social Equity in Cannabis, which Ganjapreneur magazine describes as including consumers, workers, and potential competitors in the industry. The lawsuit claims that cartel is composed of all the big winners in the cannabis business lottery, including Akerna, Certerra Holdings, Verano, Green Thumb Industries, those guys. The lawsuit holds up as proof of cartel status the fact that each of these retailers sells each other's products. Even though Illinois law requires retailers to offer products they don't make for sale, the lawsuit also seeks to eliminate all state licensing caps on cannabis businesses, and it would legalize an unlimited amount of cannabis for the citizenry. Yeah, Edie Moore from Chicago NORML called the lawsuit crazy talk. A prominent attorney said the lawsuit would not survive a simple motion to dismiss, as many of the claims made in the filing were outlandish and unsupported. Illinois may be struggling to achieve a quality cannabis program, but this lawsuit goes too far. Now, a series of letters was sent by cannabis organizations to lawmakers both last night and this morning, as rumors of a vote on hated House Bill 5512 continue to surface. The bill would allow specialty courts in Michigan to ignore the 2021 ruling by the appellate court in the case of People v. Toohey. Now, that requires Michigan courts to honor a medical marijuana card for those who are on probation, parole, or release. And in the past, judges have routinely denied probationers the right to use cannabis medicines while on probation. The Toohey case established that medical marijuana is in fact medical and should not be denied to registered patients. Now, the House Bill 5512 would create a carve-out exception for Michigan's specialty courts, meaning everybody else would have to abide by that decision, but not the mental illness court, the veterans court, the drug court, or other specialty venues. Letters were sent from NORML of Michigan, the Cannabis Caucus of the Michigan Democratic Party, Americans for Safe Access, and the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association. The vote on HB 5512 was slated for today. Check back next week and we'll tell you what happened. Now, what are the top cannabis strains being sold in the United States of Can America? Well, that information was delivered by the wonderful Madeline Scanlon from the Brightfield Group, and they appear in the current issue of Cannabis Business Times. Now, first of all, don't call them strands. It's just wrong. Second of all, don't call them strains either, says Madeline, who likes to refer to the different types of cannabis as cultivars. Without further delay, the top 5 strains mentioned by Madeline are, in 5th place, Sour Diesel. In 4th, Blue Dream. 3rd is OG Kush. 2nd is Gelato. And the top cultivar in the nation is Wedding Cake. It seems wedding cake is more popular than actual weddings nowadays. Let's delve further into those numbers. Wedding Cake was the top of the crop for flower and pre-rolls. The vape cart market is dominated by Blue Dream and the Kush. Disposable vape cart market is led by Gelato and Sour Diesel, and Gelato is the top strain in that wild and wacky world of concentrates. Now, Madeline explains that when determining the top numbers, each subcultivar of the original was considered, for example, Sunset Gelato or Lemon Pound Cake. You can find more information about this in the current edition of the Cannabis Business Times, and I will still call them strains because I'm not a robot. Now, final story. That dreaded slime-ridden carcass of a trade group, the Michigan Cannabis Manufacturers Association, led by slime master himself, Steve Linder, as a new co-slimer. Last year, Linder and company tried desperately to pass House Bill 5301, which would make radical changes to Michigan's patient and caregiver laws, and he got his butt kicked. The organization and Linder personally came under intense scrutiny on suspicion of mismanagement of political funds directed at the Republican Party in Michigan. Last I heard, they were under investigation by the MSP, the state AG, the ASPCA, maybe some local PTAs, and just about every alphabet organization the feds have. Now, Linder dropped off the face of the earth, and his group hid in exile under the rock from whence they crawled until yesterday. A press release hit selected persons announcing that Mark Fisk of noted left-wing public relations firm Byram Fisk has oozed his way into the chairmanship of the GUI group. He started off by proclaiming the MCMA would relaunch their push to get the hated anti-sick people legislation passed. Insiders tell us Fisk is meeting with lawmakers right now as we speak at this very moment, trying to convince them that the patient-hating law they wouldn't support a year ago is much better now, even without any amendments or adjustments. The bottom line here is that there may be a need for more advocacy in order to ensure an anti-slimactic conclusion to this ugly story. I'm just trying to keep it clean here, people. And that's it for the cannabis news with Rick Thompson on 420 Post. Back to you, super clean Mike.
Yes, super clean. Love that. Anyway, let's go to Dan Sparrow, and I never know what Dan's going to be doing. It's always a surprise. So what do we got today, Dan?
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Cannabis Consumer Review. Today, we're going to be doing Timber Cannabis Company, and I got some pre-rolls there yesterday. I'm just going to give a little shout out to a couple of these. This is some Alvarez. That was TK43 26.2. I did not try that one because I wanted to give a special shout out to these folks. Root Weaver. They're located here in Muskegon Township and are one of the sponsors of Cannabis. And this was Pirate Cake at 21%. I found it to be very enjoyable. It actually smoked probably the best of any pre-roll I've had in the last 6 months. It came wonderfully not very tight, and it did not run, and it tasted amazing. The last one I got is Timber's new, it's their cultivation, High Minded, and these are just pretty generic tubes, so we'll just show that real quick. That was Broadband, and that was 31.8%, and it was all of those percentage points. It was marvelous. It smoked well, and I found it to be very enjoyable. And then their High Minded, I got the receipt right here. I paid $9 for that pre-roll, $12.60 for the Alvarez, which we're all paying for the packaging, folks. And then the Root Weaver came, it was $10.80. So those are all priced pretty well, especially for 1 gram pre-rolls. They have stores Timber has stores in Big Rapids, Sturgis, Muskegon, and Allegan. It appears they like the competitive markets by looking at some of these cities. Family owned and operated, very involved in the community. Each one of these dispensaries pick 3 organizations in the local community to get grants to in amounts upwards of $10,000. They're processing, they're getting that squared away too. High Minded Creations will be the name of that, and they'll be doing the edibles, vapes, and carts. So they're going to be doing all of the things. Some of the flower companies that they carry is High Minded, obviously, their own brand, Michigan, Exotic Matter, and Root Weaver. Edibles are, Choice, True North, Lickety Split. Vapes, they carry Platinum, Stizzy, Drip, Crude Boys, and then the waxes, batters, butters, all of those kinds of things. It looks like Humblebee and Country Boy Farms, which are both pretty solid concentrate companies. The experience I had there was terrific. The store was clean, staff was knowledgeable, very friendly. Brianne was the or Braylyn, Braylyn. She is offering up a free Michigan pre-roll. When I say free, I mean it's a penny. If you spend $25, you'll get one of those free pre-rolls. And those typically, I think Michigan pre-rolls are right around that $12 to $15 mark. So that's a pretty good deal. And that's at all 4 locations through next Wednesday. I'm looking forward to doing some more work with Timber. In my talks with the young lady yesterday, they like to get really extremely involved. Every third quarter, it seems that the employees pick an additional place and then they go and do some things with those people in regards to either volunteering or cash donations. So they're real involved, and they have a really nice process there. And I would ask that everybody go and check Timber out. It's a really nice store.
What are those 4 locations again? I know there's one in Muskegon. Where are the other ones?
Big Rapids, Sturgis, and Allegan.
Oh, so west side of the state then. So
yeah, I think primarily from talking with them, I believe that they were northern Indiana folks that came to Michigan, because everybody knows Indiana is upside down and backwards with everything cannabis.
That's for sure. All right, cool. Well, thanks very much there, Dan. And now to Jamie. No shortage of events these days, right?
No shortage. And I love Timber, by the way. They are one of my favorite stores in Muskegon. They deliver to Grand Haven. So I thoroughly appreciate that, because we don't have adult use stores here in Grand Haven. So thank you.
Not yet anyway, right? I know one is coming though, right? I'm told from reliable sources.
We hope. Our mayor has been a fun little challenge for us and continues to be a fun little challenge. And all I have to say is stay in tune with your local politics, because things can change really quickly and people can get into office to try to change progression that was made in the past. So really keep your ears and eyes open with what's happening in your communities. Attended the 420 Music Festival in Lansing, was really impressed with that event. I attended their event last year. I attended it this year. There are a lot of people there. It was always great to see people in our community and see some familiar faces. Like, I'm just so thrilled to have events. This weekend, Float Presents is having their reggae on the Riverside Music Festival. I am super excited. Kamani Marley, I see Mike has his ticket ready. Kamani Marley is the headliner. Lots of great cannabis that will be consumed this weekend. I will be there. Definitely encourage you to check that out. Mel and Nancy with Float Presents have been hosting events for the last couple of years, or licensed events in cannabis, and every one of them seems to be getting better and better. And so it's just, I'm excited about the event this weekend. And by the way, if you want to register for tickets, you can get $20 off of your ticket if you use the code Sensi. Then in May 5th, which is next week. I can't believe we're already talking about May 5th. We are hosting a potluck and pamper party for women who work in cannabis. If you want to be a part of that, we have a photographer that's going to be doing headshots for the women. We are going to have massages lined up for the women. And of course, a good old fashioned potluck, like every woman loves to participate in. It's the Midwestern way. May 18th, MLive Cannabis Insights. MLive is going to be hosting their Cannabis Insights event at the Garden Theater in Detroit. That is May 18th. That evening, we will be hosting an event as part of that too. So if you have an MLive ticket, you will get access to our after party. And super excited about that. iHemp is hosting their Midwest Expo, not just around hemp, but around cannabis. That is May 20th and 21st. You can get your tickets for that event if you go to, I'm looking up the website, it is ihempmichigan.com. That's very easy. And go register for that event. It's really awesome. They'll be hosting it in Lansing, and it's going to be really awesome that they are now including cannabis as part of the discussion.
And if I may jump in for just a moment, if you use the code MMR, you get $150 off your exhibit space. We've cut a deal with them, and I'll be there. I'm going to be moderating some of the panels. I'll be helping Blaine Bechtel give out the Hempy Awards on Friday night. I'll be in a tuxedo, so you'll see the different side of me,
Whoa, I haven't seen you in a tuxedo before.
Yes.
Really get schmancy fancy. All right. Well, hopefully see you guys a part of that event. CannaCon is coming back to Detroit. I think it's their 4th or 5th year. It's going to be July 22nd and 23rd. Sensi, of course, is hosting the after party at Trust Lounge the night of the 22nd. Then we have our annual Cantina Lake Michigan Beach Party. Mike, I know I will see you there, I hope.
And no whiskey this time, I promise. So that was all that pent up angst for being locked down for 2 years came out of the Irish thing. Sorry. So
no, I totally get it. But we're gonna come together on August 18th, do that, our annual beach party. The next day we'll be hosting our golf scramble. Mike, I know you remember our golf scramble from last year, which is why we are not hosting on Memorial Day weekend, because sometimes on Memorial Day weekend, it could be 50 degrees and 30-mile-per-hour winds.
Be anything on Memorial Day weekend,
Yeah. Yesterday I was watching the video from that event from last year, and everybody's all bundled up. It was freezing.
Oh, we had to move into the caddy shack thing because it was just too windy to be outside. It's like people are turning blue, So
right. So this year we're doing it in August. I don't think we have to worry about that, but it might rain. It could rain, So be prepared. And then, of course, we have Cannabis happening. I'm sure Dan will talk more about that. That is July 9th in Muskegon. And then if you're looking to build your B2B community, you're, doing business with other cannabis business professionals, we always host our bi-weekly virtual speed networking events. Our next one will be next Wednesday. So follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. I always post about it, but that's all I have. The events list keeps building, Mike.
Absolutely. Well, that's a fine thing. I know it's good to get out again. I was at an event last night for Cityside Ventures in Birmingham and working the crowd, and I forgot how to do that. I had to kind of get back into a rhythm again, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. So
yeah. And one more thing, I want to say this out loud.
Yeah.
For the CRA, I sure wish they would get rid of that 90-day requirements leading up to events and cannabis events, especially now that we've had a few hosted. It's a pain in my ass. It's a pain in all of our asses. I want to see more events, make it easier for us. That's all I have.
I just wanted to quick introduce the mascot for Cannabis, Marley, our latest puppy.
Kind of blends in with your coat there too, so
yeah. So we just got him a couple weeks ago. I just wanted to introduce him to everybody.
Oh, adorable.
He's such a great marketing tool. You could probably do a tax deduction on Marley, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll have to check with our accountants.
Okay. All right. So it looks like he's growing fast too. I saw pictures of him when you first got him. So all right. So we let Rudy Patros has been very patient there waiting for us to get through all the stuff that we do in the beginning of the show. Want to welcome you back, Rudy. Been on the show a couple of times, and I wanted to get you on the show because you bought a company last year. We never really talked about that too much. And also, what caught my eye was on Facebook. You got recognition for at least 25% of your employees being veterans. So why don't you fill in those details?
Well, thanks for having me on, Mike. And things are moving along here, busy as crazy as always. So, we got recognized last week by the Michigan Veterans Affairs Association. So based on our employees that we have and the percentage of them that are veterans or spouses of veterans, gets you a certification, which allows our employees some opportunities, some scholarships through different colleges. It just kind of opens the door. And I've always been a huge supporter of our vets. And, we got guys from every branch, and it's funny to hear them going after each other on which one's better and which one's tougher. But it's a nice mixture, and I just feel like we're doing a great duty by employing them all.
All right, let me open it up to the team. I'm sure you got questions for Rudy, so fire away.
Rudy, in what capacity do we see the veterans? I know that with with Securatech, you've got a lot of opportunity for people to do installations and personal security things too. But there's also some secure delivery options too under your umbrella, isn't that right?
No, we don't do any delivery. When we purchased MSO, we got rid of the delivery arm, so we're not doing any of the transport. So we have veterans as managers. Our operations manager is a veteran. We have technicians who are vets. We have probably 50 guards that are vets. Our operations manager of our guard division is a vet. So we got everything from Army Rangers to Marine guys to Air Force guys. It's a nice combination of guys. It makes everybody feel nice and safe over here. And our customers love it too. So we're going to try to bump that number up. That's our goal. And the higher we get that percentage, some more benefits happen for our employees too. And it gives our vets an opportunity to get some free education, to get some perks too. So it's very, very neat. So shout out to my HR team for figuring this out and making it happen too. So that was, it was very exciting to see that. I knew we had a lot of vets, but I didn't know that anything came with it, right? To be recognized and then to allow us to have special programs and scholarships for our employees that I never knew existed was pretty neat.
Dan, I see you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that I'm not a vet personally, but I'm very passionate about vets. You know, my dad went to West Point. I had some brothers and stuff. Have you talked to Anton Harb at all about possibly, linking up with the Hero Project at all?
I have not. He has reached out to me and said that he wants to get together. So that door is definitely open.
That's awesome. I actually would have thought that your numbers were higher, back in the old days, a year ago or so when we were working with Grady. I knew he had a ton of vets in there because it's an easy transition for those folks to get into that style of business because they already have a lot of the training. So, it lessens the load on getting someone who's maybe never handled a gun before. So yeah. Congratulations and kudos to you and keep getting those vets in there. They definitely need a place where they're respected and they definitely don't want to feel useless. They are very driven by having a team and a purpose.
A mission,
Yeah.
So.
In my talks with Anton, that's real important for those folks.
Ms. Jamie, do you have questions, sir? Jamie?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Congratulations, Rudy.
Thank you, Jamie.
Are there ways that companies, I think it's great that you're offering this opportunity within your business for a group of people that really, really needs opportunities like that. Is there a way that companies can market that, or are there ways that you're doing it to try to attract that kind of demographic?
Yeah, I think we're dealing with a lot of the veteran offices. We're posting at different places. We have an in-house recruiter that hires everybody. Abby, she does a great job of looking for the vets and, has the relationships with all the vet offices to where if someone comes out and they're looking for a career, wants to be on really any part of our business, whether it's the guard side or the electronic side, we're getting out there. So they know that we're huge supporters and they like to work somewhere where a lot of their, counterparts have been through the same thing they have. So, it's, I got these bionic ears in my office. I hear everything, but when you have a couple of vets talking to each other and they're talking about their experiences, honestly, it's very humbling. It's really neat to listen to.
Speaking of which, let's talk just a little bit. I know you didn't pick up Grady's delivery service, but let's talk a little bit about what you guys do. And it's both physical security and more importantly, in the cannabis environment, you got to have all that video there to record everything, right?
So, yeah, we've always done full service electronics. So everything from the alarm, the burglar alarm, the access control system, the low voltage wiring, the intercoms, the gates, all the security stuff that you're used to seeing at every single cannabis facility. And above and beyond that, now we're doing the physical guards. And then most recently with our new office that we built last year, we have a full artificial intelligence command center where we monitor people's cameras for them. So we try to stop the break-in before they even get to the building. So if somebody walks up to a building after hours, it's able to set an alarm at our monitoring station. We have talk down features where we can say, hey, you in the black shirt and blue jeans, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you're on private property, get out of here, and scare them off before they throw a brick through the window or try to get into the building. So one of the neat things about us is we stop it from happening before it happens.
Wow.
And we've gotten a lot of calls. There's been a lot of security companies who came to Michigan when cannabis first came and have disappeared. And now these people need service, or they're not, their equipment isn't working. They move some things around, so they're no longer compliant with the state. So we get those calls all the time. Hey, we should have used you and we didn't, and now we're screwed. So, that's something we fix all the time. I just had an issue in Battle Creek where a dispensary was broken into, and he said, man, I should have used you and I didn't. They broke in, nothing worked. They got away with a bunch of stuff. Help me, and he was able to call me on a Sunday night and have a guard there immediately. And, most companies just don't offer that kind of service. And that's just something that we thrive on, so we just try to be there for everybody.
Now, is your footprint the whole state of Michigan or just parts of Michigan, or exactly what?
No, we're the entire state of Michigan, and we're in several other states doing projects right now in and out of cannabis. So I was in Massachusetts last week. We have about 5 projects going on there. I'm actually catching a flight in about an hour heading to Louisiana. We have projects in Ohio. We have projects in Illinois. We have projects in California. So our majority of our business is here in Michigan, but we're, wherever our clients take us. So if you're a client of ours and you're moving to another state or, referred to us, obviously it has to make sense for us to send a crew out to a different state. So it's typically on the larger projects. We're there. So on the electronic side, we can do anything, anywhere. On the guard side, we stay in Michigan.
Okay. Any other questions for Rudy?
I don't really have a question other than a statement. And I always speak of Securatech in a very simple way. You may not be the cheapest, but you're not the most expensive. You're the best. And so we send everybody that has any of those problems right immediately to Securatech, because we never have to check in on them again. You just take care of them. So thank you for all of the work that you do, and thank you for employing all those veterans and giving them a place to feel like civilians, or just able to participate in things that normal people, everyday people get to do.
Yeah, I appreciate the referrals. Thank you so much.
So how many folks now? I know you were close to 200 last time we talked. What's your head count now?
We're in that same ballpark. I mean, that count's going to go up once all the outdoor grows go live here in the next month. And then we're doing a bunch of festivals and fireworks shows where we'll bump up. We'll probably, by the end of the year, be somewhere around 300. And then hopefully we can sustain those people in different roles that are not seasonal.
So the good news is you're hiring then, right?
We're always hiring.
All right. So if people want to join your team, I'm going to let you do your shameless plug now, because I know you have to catch a flight here pretty soon.
Thank you.
So
go to our website, go to the careers link. It shows all the open positions. It's always updated. And fill that out, and our recruiter Abby will call you immediately, get you an interview with the manager of whatever division works best for you, and we'd love to have you on our team. We're always looking for more people, and making sure we have the right person in the right seat. As an owner, that's my biggest motto: right person, right seat.
Okay. Any other final questions for Rudy before he flies? Literally. No, we're good. All right. So you can stay with us, Rudy, but I know you got to catch a flight. But if you want,
Yep, I got to bounce off here. But nice talking to you guys. Thanks for having me on, and we'll talk soon.
all right. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
All righty.
Bye.
All right. Now we're going to bring in Jim, and if I mispronounce your last name, correct me. Is it Doyon? You're muted.
Yeah, close enough. Doyon, how are you?
Doyon. Okay, good. All right. Let's bring you in, and I'll bring in Dan after you. But one of our new sponsors, and Dan was working with you, and I wanted to get some more information on what you do, and so we reached out to you. It's Woodward Movement, and I looked at your website, a lot of merchandise and stuff. But what you wanted to talk about today was branding. So let's talk a little bit about that. We have Jamie Cooper with us, who is from Sensi magazine. That's her expertise as well. But tell us a little bit about what you guys do, because I looked at your website this morning, but you're better to explain it than I.
Excellent. Well, first of all, Mike, definitely thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. And, I'm really hoping I can help with the listeners and really help put some of the things into action that I want to talk about. So, I mentioned my name is Jim Doyon, and I co-own Woodward Movement. A good spot to see our product is WMCanna.com. It's a great location. It shows a little bit more about what we do for the industry. I'm also the host of the Remote Start podcast, and together with my team, myself, we're on a mission to help start businesses, build brands, and to help others live their desired lifestyle. So, who is Woodward Movement? How we got started? We are a branding agency. We're located in Ferndale, and we believe that creating a successful brand is more than just having a product. And for us, we look at how we can help our partners create a lifestyle and connect with their communities. And we do that by first looking at their brand identity. And as you mentioned on our site, it shows a lot of the promotional products and clothing and other branded products that we do. And what we do is once we match a brand identity, then we look at the promotional products, custom apparel, branded merchandise that we can use for our clients to really help them spread their message. And the third thing that we really focus on is implementing technology to streamline and simplify the branded merchandise across your organization. So for marketing managers with multiple locations can go in and get set up on our company store, and everybody can go in and order the merchandise across the company. That really saves time and allows it to have one supplier to manage a lot of the branded merch. So that's in a nutshell what we do.
All right. So let me open it up to the team. I'm sure you all have questions. Go ahead.
I've received a ton of different promotional items. I'm just looking at my drawer here. Got a little skateboard and a yo-yo from somebody. So merchandising and branding is actually fun, isn't it? Really, Tim?
It is. It's a lot of fun. We love it. And we started back in 2007. We actually started a clothing brand, and that's called Ink Addict Apparel. And that's, we started just selling t-shirts, and we realized that the coolest part about our brand was doing the fun things within our community and the products that we weren't just selling, but giving away to promote our brand that created a lifestyle. And it really is what got us started on even the Woodward Movement as a brand. So yeah, we love it. It's really fun. We enjoy it. And we love working with every client's different.
So what do you offer outside of just someone just going to one of these little shot ski shops and getting their logos printed on a skateboard or a yo-yo, or the infamous lanyard that I've received probably 2,000 of in the last 5 years?
Right. And that's the same thing as everybody has, right? There's so many different little knickknacks that can be given away and promoted that end up in the trash. What we do, as I mentioned, we look at your brand and we look at, as a customer, who's your customer? What do they actually want? What product would you, Dan, want that you're going to use and use going forward and even spread the word about? So we look at that first and see who you team up with out there, and then we provide product suggestions based on that.
We're always looking for folks like yourself to help out our clients. And we have, several hundred licenses in 8 states. So, I mean, we have a lot of clients always. What kind of support do you offer? And is there any brands that you've helped, big brands that you're at liberty to discuss that we could check out?
Yeah, absolutely. So just to name a few in Michigan, Pleasantries, we do a lot of their merchandise and a lot of their branding. We help a lot of different products in their Good Enough brand. Jars, we've helped with a lot of the items that they have. And if you go to that WMCanada.com, you'll actually see examples and everything on our site there that we're showing is stuff that we've actually helped them produce. Their big event that they held in Lansing last year, the custom jerseys, the foam fingers, a lot of those, we worked with their marketing team to really source and find and fulfill the best products that worked to get their message across.
Are you affordable enough for a mom and pop shop, like say Penny Milky Moonbeam up in Houghton?
Quite literally, mom and pop shop. Yes.
We are. We work with the customer's budget. You can have an effective campaign by giving stickers away, and stickers are super cheap. But it's about how you give them away and the message behind it and what your plan is with those, right? So it's not just the product that we're printing your logo on. It's about the whole ecosystem around it and what it's doing for your community.
Speaking of ecosystems, I was on your website earlier. I'm sorry, Dan, I apologize. I was on your website earlier and I saw that you do trade show accessories, stand-up banners, whole tent setups too. We're not talking about just somebody who produces, cute little things that you toss into a Sensi magazine gift bag and give away at an event. You're really talking about creating an identity for an entire product line for everything forward facing. Wouldn't that be true to say?
Absolutely, Rick. And a lot of what we do is what helped us grow a t-shirt company in a Royal Oak basement into a 7-figure brand that sold our product all over the world. Was we didn't just have a product. We got in front of our clients. We knew who our clients were. We produced all the booth setup. And so now we're doing that for our clients to help them to get out in front of their communities. So yeah, it's not just the simple product. It's about everything that goes around that. And that's why we're more of a branding agency and not a screen printer or, a production partner. We kind of do it all for you.
Jamie?
Awesome. Well, hi, Jim. Nice having you on the show, and it's nice meeting you. I know merchandising companies really took a hit during COVID and, the shipping issues, like how has that been for you?
Oh, it's a battle. It's a battle for everyone. And it's one of those things that we just try to be as upfront as possible and let our customers know that the lead times might be longer. The product that you wanted might not be what, if you wait till tomorrow, it might change. And so it's something that everybody's going through. And thankfully, it's not just our industry, it's everyone, right? So there's this sense of understanding that's there that, yes, sometimes things don't go as planned, but everybody seems to be pretty understanding. It's just about being that communication and letting our customers know right off the front what's going to happen and what could happen.
Did that kind of make you start working a little bit more domestically than internationally when it comes to sourcing the items?
Yeah, we've always looked to source both. And a lot of it comes down to just letting, again, our customers know if you want something local, you can get it faster. It's probably going to be more dependable on getting that product. But in the end, a lot of times our customers still like to, look at price.
Right. What's your story? So what did you do pre-cannabis? Obviously, you were probably doing this, but, working with other industries.
Right. And so, we started our clothing brand in 2007, and in about 2013, 14, companies started to come to us and say, listen, you've taken this brand and from nothing into something that is getting attention everywhere. And so what are you doing, and help us do it? And so we work with, anybody from Quick Loans to Blake's Hard Cider to, a lot of other industries too. And then Liv and Ferndale, when they were coming on board, they were right down the street from us, and they said, hey, help us. So we actually designed their logo for them. We've done a lot of their merch for them. And that was our first cannabis client that really helped us to get going and started in the industry. And then through there, we've really grown through word of mouth. And, you know, we love this industry. It reminds us a lot of, you know, the creative and the fun, and it's not too serious that we had with our lifestyle tattoo industry brand, Ink Addict Apparel. That was the name of our brand. And so it's a lot of similarities there that we really have fun with. And so, yeah, we're happy to be here.
What has it been like for you working and making this transition into the cannabis space in comparison to other industries?
It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. And, you know, my business partner, Nathan and Jess, who works with our team, they're out there and doing a lot of the events. And so you'll meet them and they love it. They love it as well.
I often tell people when they ask me about, you know, just asking for my recommendations and getting into the industry, like which companies, and I always say, pick your shit show. You know, every company has its own shit show going on, some in different departments, but what I see a common theme is the marketing departments are overwhelmed. You know, these companies are growing so fast, and keeping up with that level of growth has been extremely difficult. But, you know, power to you for having that patience and working with some of these shit shows. You know, it's all part of the process in a startup industry. It is.
And we love it. So
awesome. I do too. Well, thank you, Jem.
Absolutely. And it's nice meeting you. And I actually just signed up for Sensi not long ago. So I'm looking to really get in and be involved.
Nice. Awesome.
Well, you're talking to the right person there. I'll tell you that. So she'll fix you right up, right?
I'd love to have a conversation. Your work is beautiful.
Thank you.
Sensi is always a good start. The lead times on this, cannabis people are historically procrastinators. Do you, I mean, are your lead times better than others? I mean, how fast is the turnaround when someone comes to you and wants something?
It all depends. You know, screen printing shirts and embroidering hats and, you know, a lot of product like that, our typical turnaround is 7 to 14 business days. And, you know, let's be honest, last month preparing for 420, it was more than that because we were overwhelmed with so many orders, right? But in a typical situation, it's usually about 7 to 14 business days. And we do put, you know, if you have something that's a rush, we can put it ahead. But if we're talking, you know, sourcing Bic lighters, a lot of times we're going to be on the same lead time as the other suppliers trying to get that same product. So it all comes down to the type of product and understanding the lead time that comes with each. So some are really, I think we might be 6 weeks out on some products right now, but you know, there's always something that we can find that matches again with your customer and your brand that we can source for you in whatever lead time you have.
Let me ask, what is one of you in terms of like the Sensi bag kind of stuff? Where you're going to stuff something in there versus the full blown campaign? What are the more popular items that you sell?
You know, we right now we are tending to do a lot of lighters, a lot of rolling papers, branded rolling papers. But again, it just comes down to every client's different. And when we have clients that ask us for price guides, that's what we say is we could give you a price guide, but what you need is going to be completely different from what our other customer might need because you're marketing to a different customer base. So it all depends. Shirts and hats are always big. But there's some other fun stuff too.
Yeah, I've got a whole couple of garbage bags full of T-shirts that people have given me over the years. So, but I was just asking, just practically speaking, you know, what, for instance, I know that, well, Jamie has all sorts of events and Dan's got his big one coming up in July. So I was just trying to get some guidance on, you know, this stuff that people will get and actually use and keep versus, yeah, I got another T-shirt and I throw it in the bag with all the others kind of thing, you know?
So 420 comes on the same day every year. What would be a good time to get a hold of you guys? I mean, is it 4:15? Is it 3:15?
I would say February.
Yeah. Well, it's considering there was 2.3 tons of cannabis sold on 420 this year. I think you got that number right, Rick?
Yeah, I think so too. I'll just let you know that I donate all my extra t-shirts that I get to people that go down to missions in Latin America. So somewhere in the center part of this continent are a bunch of people with weed shirts running around thinking it's the best thing in the world. So yeah,
that's probably what I should do too.
That's awesome.
All right, Dan Keelan came in a little late, and I need to bring him in because he helps pay the bills. So let's do a quick 5 minutes, Dan, on what we talked about this morning. We had like a 2-hour call this morning, so go ahead.
Was it only 2 hours?
Yeah, it could have been longer. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So happy Wednesday, everybody. So I want to just let people know about a new program we're launching. We try and work with a lot of sponsors, right? And a lot of those people provide services to the industry, and which is great. There's a lot of startup companies in the industry that need to get their name out there, need to make some sales, don't necessarily have deep pockets. So we've come up with the Michigan Marijuana Report classified ads. So we're going back to the sort of a classified ad model. It's going to be a dedicated page on the website. We're going to promote it on this show. We're going to promote it on Thursdays. And it's going to cost a retailer like less than $60 a month to basically be part of the classified ads, promote their offer of the week or their offer of the month. Maybe it's a special product, maybe it's a discount, maybe it's a free shipping offer, whatever it is. So we'll promote that. And the cool thing is, in a past show, I think I talked about how Mike and I have a partnership now with the Small Business Association of Michigan. Anybody that, and so we have our own group. It's called the Michigan Marijuana Report Business Network. It's a subset of SBAM. What's important about that is any sponsor that works with us, we're bonusing them into that program. And so for these small businesses, for $59 a month, if they do 3 months with us, they get bonused into that program. That's like
$249 if you buy it on your own.
Right. If you wanted to be an SBAM member, because it's their top layer, it's their premium.
Yeah.
Right. And it gets you a whole lot of things, right? Discounts on insurance, some networking opportunities, access to a database. So again, the reason we're working with SBAM is to connect business in general to the cannabis community. It's good for them. 30,000 members belong to SBAM. And this is such an important and growing industry that they want access to the industry. Well, we need access to them. So, if you do the math, becoming a partner, becoming a sponsor of the classified ad program pays for itself in a couple of months, especially when you consider what it would cost you to get in on this SBAM program. So there's more to find out. You go to our website, MIMarijuanaReport.com, click on the classified ads icon. It'll send me an email. I'll pick up my phone and call you, and we'll start adding people to the site.
Part of that was we're very much aware that the companies in the cannabis space are struggling to make a profit right now. And so we talked to a lot of people, hey, love to do it, but just don't have the extra cash. So we wanted to come up with something that was really low cost. And so I come out of the newspaper background. Classified ads were what carried newspapers for my entire career, right? And so I thought that'd be kind of cool to add that. And at the same time, then it allows people that are struggling to make ends meet to at least get a little promotion out there. So
Right. And because, when you think about it, as we're in like year 3 of this business venture that Mike and I started over a beer, there's 3 audiences really that we talk to every day. And one of them is just people that consume cannabis. And honestly, when we started this, we didn't think that such a large percentage of our readership would be consumers, but it makes sense because a lot of the people that are on the business side are also on the consumer side. And then another big chunk of people we speak to are like the people on this call, right? Everybody on this call offers, including Jim, by the way. Hi, Jim. Offers services to the cannabis industry. So the cannabis industry needs professional services, right? Needs someone like Woodward Movement, needs a law firm, needs an accountant. And then, it's kind of third. And then about a third of our audience are small businesses. So small businesses that are trying to get their license and trying to make a sale, trying to survive during the pandemic. Mike's right. So when you're a media company that's trying to work with startup companies, you got to do as much as you can to help them see a return on the investment, and hopefully their marketing budget with you grows as their business grows.
Yep.
So that's the idea. We want this, but to me, the math of this, if you want to network, if you want to connect across the state, the program pays for itself in a couple of months, especially when you consider what it would cost you to work with SPAM to begin with.
Yep. So there you go. We're listening, and we're trying to adjust and make it easier for everybody to participate at a variety of different levels. I know, Jamie, you have 6 different levels at Sensi, you were telling me, right?
Yeah, we do. We have it, and it's great. Like, as a company, you need to be offering packages that a small business can get, someone who even just wants to get involved in just having conversations with people in this industry. There's still plenty of opportunity in this industry and a lot of things that we can develop as it moves forward. But and Dan keeps emailing me new graphics for a background because you guys keep growing.
Yeah, we get a new one every week. It seems
every week we change it.
Yes.
Everyone's using the most current one. Wow.
Yeah, how about that? I just flipped mine in this morning. I forgot that we changed it again. So,
well, and last week we were all remote.
Yes, literally. I mean, Rick and I are up in Flint at Light 'em Up Provisioning Centers doing a live remote, and you came crashing in from Grand Haven in about bottom of the hour and did your thing. So everybody is flying around. The only one that was stationary was Mr. Sparrow in Muskegon there. So. Anyway, so let's we are coming towards the end of the show. Are you good there, Dan? We got everything covered before I cut you off?
I'm good. Thanks for your time, sir.
All right. And let's go to Jim. Well, this is the part of the show that you're a newbie here, which is called the shameless plug. And so this once more allows you to provide whatever information you want. How do people reach out to you? Phone call, email, website, whatever you want to announce.
Thank you. Really the best way to get a hold of us, you can see us on social, Woodward Movement, or if you go to WMCanna.com, there's a form on there that you can fill out and request a meeting. And we would love to do a consultation with anybody that gives us a shout and take a look at your brand, take a look at your identity, your logos, what you're currently doing for your merchandise, and really give you, whether you decide to go and work with us or not, really give you our opinion. That's one thing you'll understand about us. We're always honest about whether we're going to be able to help you or not, or whether we're the best fit, but really give you our opinion on how to make what you're doing better. And so anybody that's listening, I go to WMCanna.com, fill out that form. Let's set up a meeting with either Jess, Nathan, or myself, and let's get on a call and see if we can't help you out.
And I imagine that's a free consultation, right?
It is a free consultation, yeah.
Hey, Jim, you mentioned previously that you do a podcast too. Talk about that for just a brief second.
So the Remote Start podcast is something that I just started last month. Been working on it for a long time, but my goal, I've always had a passion for helping others. And my goal is to help others on that podcast to start their own business. And then through that, I really start to help them build a brand, and even take brands that are in, already doing well and making money and want to grow to the next level, and help them to do that through understanding branding better. And then the last thing is living your lifestyle and really creating what you want and being happy. And what I do through that is I interview a lot of business owners, and they tell their story of how they got started and, some of their values and some things that have helped them along the ways.
Okay. Let's go to Mr. Sparrow. I know you got your big event coming up in July. Let's keep promoting that.
Yeah, thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors that we were talking about. Thanks to Jim for joining us and Rudy today. I know he's gone now, but And thanks to all the people that I'm on the show with every week, Rick and Mike and Jamie and Dan. CannabasFest.com. You can go there. Cannabis Fest on Facebook and Instagram and all the social. And then always me, Dan at HatchAPlanMI.com.
Okay, Jamie.
SensiMag.com/Michigan to stay up to date. Do keep your eyes out in stores as you're doing your cannabis shopping over the next few weeks. Our spring issues is about to hit the shelves. We're working on our summer issue. So if you have anything exciting going on this summer and want to be a part of maybe some of Sensi's events or, put some news out in the magazine, get a hold of me. It's jamie.cooper@sensimag.com.
Okay, Mr. Thompson.
You can catch me on television on the Roku Network and also on Apple TV each week with Jazz Cabbage Cafe, as well as the Green Market Report, which airs every Friday. Of course, we love doing 420 Post and getting a chance to lambaste some people with the cannabis news at the entry. But more importantly, though, Michigan NORML and the Michigan Cannabis Freedom Coalition, we do some very important work trying to help people who are currently incarcerated or who have just recently been emancipated from prison, trying to get them back to a normal lifestyle. We talked a lot about supporting veterans today. I think we need to support some of our prisoners of war from the drug war as well, too. So support those. MINormal.org is the best way to do that.
Thanks, Rick. And getting back to the Hero Project, I know I get briefed constantly by Anton and Connie Sparrow, and hopefully sometime in May, we'll have some big announcements to make. I know we're really, really close, right, Dan?
Absolutely.
Oh, the other Dan Sparrow, too. So I get Dan 1 and Dan 2.
We're getting close to all those great projects that we want to roll out. And just a shout out to the Helping Friendly Salve Company. They just sent in their check from last year, your rolling year of all of their donations from their Hero branded gummies. Thanks to them.
The reason I was thinking of that is what Rick was just making reference to Ryan Basar and his expungement effort. Part of what's being worked on, and I can't share too many details, it's not finalized, is the veterans have the same issue. If they've smoked marijuana and got busted in the military, they get a less than honorable discharge. And one of the things we're taking a look at and working out with the CRA is a way to get them that expunged from their record, so that it's just like having a felony bust. It really messes up your life. So that's one of the elements. I know that I'm the president of the board, so everybody tells me what's going on. So we just aren't ready to announce it yet, but it's really, really close. So anyway, thanks for joining us today. I'm Mike Brennan. I'm also editor of the Michigan Marijuana Report, MIMarijuanareport.com. And we're always looking for great story ideas out there. Love to get you on this show if you got a great story to tell. So just hit me up at Mike at MIMarijuana Report.